A big hello to anybody watching this. My name is BarriKade, and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. This is part 6, and we are jumping right back in where we left off. Actually, I believe this is part 7, my apologies. We have just finished exploring Haoi, talking to all the inhabitants, at least those who will talk to us, finding out what we can buy and sell here. Now, once we go and meet the last person that we didn't actually meet, we are going to head back to the boat and find out what job opportunities kindly Chen hangs for us. So, all very exciting. I'm not sure what I'm more excited about, to actually get to work or to go and get some tech that I can use in the field. Still, either way, let's have some fun. And here we go. So this is Ambrose's place, the chop shop. Now, there's only one person left that I haven't talked to, and that's Law. Or Maximum Law, I believe he goes by. Alright, down we come, showing off our sprinter's ability. Overhead, a gigantic hollow sign shines like a searchlight, screaming its message through the dim light. It hums and flickers, sputtering like an old engine. Fierce electrical crackles sporadically burst out of the sign's emitter, stabbing your eyes and filling your ears with static. Under the baleful glare of the sign, the rusty mini-barge's deck is stacked with electronics. Dilapidated stereos share space with crisply boxed servers. Ranks of disks and memory chips fill display cases, padlocked under plexiglass. A short human in his late 20s stands in the middle, hands on his hips, talking loudly into the air. Bulky virtual reality goggles cover his eyes. A data jack cable runs from his temple, down his stained t-shirt, to a beltload of clearly home-built computer hardware. No, I'm telling you! His voice is shrill, clipped. Nobody uses KM3s! Like, nobody! They're shit! I don't care what Deng says. If Shiwasi SRP uses KM3s, they're stupid. Hey, Flesh is rolling up. I gotta go. He turns to you, goggles blank and enigmatic, blinking with tiny lights and wrapped in duct tape. He points at your PDA. I ripped that PDA. You work for kindly. His lips work impatiently. Yo, what do you want? Who are you? Servo's whine as two lenses on his goggles zoom in on you. Who am I? You're new here. I get it. You don't know about me yet, but you will. I'm one of the guys that keeps his neighborhood running. This is Law Technology Palace, satellite territory of Whampoa. You step on the boat, you're in a sovereign state. I represent Whampoa here. I'm Maximum Law. He draws himself up proudly, setting his hands on his hips. The Maximum Law, yo. You got a tech problem? Boom! I solve it. You need software? Boom! Done. But don't waste my time. So, you got any business in Whampoa right now? If not, keep moving. Well, I found this while poking around the walled city. Worth anything? He scans the chip's casing with a handheld optical reader. Yo! That shit is banned! Lifted off some Yellow Lotus? They traffic this shit. Delimited SIM chips. Full sensory experiences. You looking for a buyer? I can make it happen. How's 120 million sound? Sure, take it. Hope it finds a good home. Well, yeah, I'll sample it first. But these cow hearts can send you for a trip. Don't worry, I can handle my sims. I'm here for tech. Show me what you got. Yay, we can use that. We're going to use that. Blaster, good. Firewall, no. Killer, yes. I can't afford another assassin program or anything like that. That's fine. Total. Hang on, what outfit he's got? Cargo. Oh, we've got that. That's fine. Why are you wearing VR goggles? It's not VR. It's augmented reality. We're pioneering it. Little cameras, matrix overlay. I can support a three-dimensional HUD and sub-windows with live multiple feeds. I got a command shell open right now. I'm networked with 5 guys. Law taps his goggles. Wave of the future. Augmented reality. I hear a lot of corps are experimenting with that, but not in such a socially invasive way. Yeah, Shiawase, Bucci, Renraku, couple of others. Law waves his hand dismissively. Some of us took a look at what they're doing. Their whole approach is flawed. They won't get anywhere. Sounds like you're on it. We are. Law says it with supreme confidence. A statement of perfect fact. Boom! Looks like you've got some dangerously exposed wires over there. Yo, what are you, my mother? Law regards you with skeptical disgust. Those wires are fine where they are, high and dry. They're only a problem for someone who does something stupid. I'm running a high-bandwidth tech operation. Do I look like I have time to tape copper and sip tea? No, I don't. Law taps his knuckles fiercely on a clear-topped case full of buses, cables, and cable harnesses. These are the only wires you need to think about. That is an amazingly ostentatious hollow sign you've got. Yo! Maximum Law looks at the gigantic blue-white letters with deep satisfaction. It's pretty boss. That must cost you a small fortune in electricity. Whatever, I'm not paying for it. Half of Hayo gets his juice from a pirate tap on a big Mitsuhama DC cable under the sea. Mitsuhama's like... His voice winds up into a mocking line. Oh, let's run 2 million volts from the cold fusion plant to the island, under the river. Those slum monkeys can't tap an underwater cable. Idiots. You know who built the tap that pulls electricity off the cable? Whampoa. You know whose barge holds the transformer? Mine. Maximum Law thrusts his fist high in the air in silent victory. Cheap power for all and a whole lot of extra for me. Behold the lighthouse of boom! Okay, see you later, Law. Yeah, whatever. Alright, there is absolutely such a thing as way too excited. You breached that a long time ago. Alright, let's head to the boat. Boat people, go! I don't think there's anything else around. I haven't really gone over this way. Oh no, that's where Spider Shen is, isn't it? Yes, Spider Shen! Creator of awesome weaponry. Shimmering Orb. That's Gin and the others. They're cool, fun to hang with. But for now, I think it's time for us to get to the safe boat and see what work kindly Chen has for us. Oh, but let's go downstairs first. Hello, you look awesome. Ractor, eh? It's oppressively hot down here, and the air is full of synthetic odors that grab you by the sinuses and refuse to let go. You can smell engine grease and melting plastic, ionized air, and lead solder. A quick scan of the room tells you why. The downstairs tenant has converted this space into a machine shop. Metal fabrication tools and the duroplast extruders line the walls, and a pair of heavy industrial manipulators hang from the ceiling. A man in a black trench coat stands with his back to you, staring at a monitor mounted above a sturdy workbench. He addresses you without turning. Ah, I was wondering when I'd meet the new neighbor. His voice is pleasant, cultured. There's a hint of a Russian accent there, but it's buried under layers of nuance. Alright, I need to change that. Please, come stay where you are. I'll be with you in just a moment. And unless you fancy an unplanned trip to Chrome Alley, don't touch anything. There are all manners of tools in here that could take your hand clean off. Take your time. I won't touch anything. Ah, you're very kind. Thank you. Examine the robotic arms mounted to the ceiling. You focus on the enormous manipulator arms that you saw earlier. They're bulky industrial things, dented from years of heavy use. Each arm has been fitted with at least a dozen different welders, soldering guns, extruders, and metal fabrication tools. You've seen machinery like this in factories before, but they look terribly out of place in the Boltho's cramped engine room. Very good. Yes, that's coming along nicely. Very nicely indeed. He turns to you, smiling, and for the first time you can see his face. He was broadly handsome Slavic features and a chiseled jaw, his eyes like flecks of ice. So sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. BarriKade. No problem. Don't worry about it. You're too kind. Now, tell me, what can I do for you? His voice trails off as a flash of motion catches his eye. With alarming speed, a sinister-looking drone scuttles out from under the work table. Its movements are surprisingly agile and fluid. The machine rears back menacingly, spreading its forelegs in a clear sign of aggression. The man's smile tilts, and his tone goes apologetic. Please, don't mind the drone. He can be territorial, but so long as you remain civil, he will not bite. He extends a hand. Simultaneously, the drone relaxes into a neutral position, lowering its killing legs. Ractor, my mechanical counterpart here is called Koche. Shake his hand. A pleasure. His hand is rough and abnormally warm to the touch. He shakes your hand with a solid grip. I am very pleased to meet you, my friend. In a community such as Haoi, it's important to be on good terms with one's neighbors. Agreed. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask you some questions, if you have the time. He glances at the bracer on his forearm. A technical display winks to life, then gutters out. Very well. This morning's casting should still be cooling for a few minutes yet. That's time enough to talk. Koche is an interesting name for a drone. Yes, I suppose that it is. Not many riggers would name their most prized possession after a villain from a fairy tale. A nod to my heritage, I suppose. What was the fairy tale about? A thoroughly unpleasant person. Koche the Deathless, he was called, and for good reason. His soul was cleverly hidden outside of his body, and he could not be killed so long as it remained intact. Koche was a villain, and a notorious kidnapper of women, but something about him always stuck with me. I suppose that it was not the notion of immortality through cleverness that resonated. There was something to be learned from that, I was sure, and so, when it came to name my beloved creation, his was the first name that came to mind. And is your drone deathless, like its namesake? In the manner of speaking, I suppose that he is. I have redundant copies of every piece of his architecture, and his core programming is stored on the disk in a secret location. Should he ever suffer critical damage, I can easily bring him back. I had a plan once to automate the self-repair process, I must confess. It was really quite ingenious, but alas, my research was lost. One day I will reclaim it, and Koche will become as deathless as the stories claim. But it will not be today. You've got some interesting machinery in here, not the kind that you typically see outside of corporate settings. He smiles. This same could be said of many things in Haoi, I'm sure. This is a smuggler's den, is it not? Our entire economy is based on people having things they shouldn't. Is there a particular device that interests you, out of curiosity? The robotic arms you've got over there, they look like something taken from an automotive assembly plant. His smile flashes brilliantly in the light. Good guess. That's precisely what they are. They fell off a boat, you might say. They weren't cheap, but I acquired them and had them mounted to the walls of my shop. I simply had to have them. The return on investment has been dramatic. Yes, they're cruder by far than the Waldo devices that I used in my professional life, but they still do the job and they are mine. He gazes lovingly at the industrial arms, still smiling. They have increased my fabrication capabilities nearly tenfold, and that, to me, is worth any price. Okay, I have to get back upstairs. Very well. Come back any time. It's pleasant to have someone to talk to. I bet it is, you crazy Russian. Gotta love a crazy Russian. Okay, to the mission computer. Your workstation and mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 6 unread messages. Check your inbox for new messages. You have 6 unread messages. Oh, good. Welcome to Haoi. From Kindly Chang to BarriKade. Subject. Welcome to Haoi. BarriKade. On behalf of your friends at the Haoi Chamber of Commerce and the Swift Winds Mahjong Parlor, I welcome you to the community of Haoi and to our new business venture. I have already lined up 3 jobs for you. The details of each are contained in a separate computer message. Remember to check your messages often, as I will update you with new opportunities as they occur. Auntie C. Alright. Your mission computer. From Isabel to BarriKade. Subject, your mission computer. Hey BarriKade, I've set up your mission computer to automatically collect and collate news reports, information, and media that might be of interest to you. Some of the keywords I got it trolling for are things like Raymond, Duncan, Walled City, etc. I've also patched a permanent link up to the Hong Kong shard of the Shadowlands BBS. It's a great place to connect with other runners, sell pay data, get news from the streets, and so on. Don't be shy about taking a look. Isabel. Resources. From Bao Jinjun to BarriKade. Subject, resources. I've been instructed to inform you of the various suppliers present in Haoi. Auntie Cheng has cultivated a commercial district of well-stocked and trustworthy vendors. Whoever you choose to do business with, you will be in good hands. Ermine Car-Fi at Club 88 is an excellent resource for acquiring additional weapons should you require them. If you are in need of the magical supplies, go to the Parlor of Five Phases. If you desire training in the path of the Adept, seek out Spider Shen. She can help you, as well as supply you with any close quarter weapons that you might desire. Oh, Spider Shen's a woman! Oh, interesting. Chrome Alley can supply you with cybernetic enhancements and medical supplies. The proprietor, Ten-Armed Ambrose, is a cyber surgeon of some repute. Law's Technopals is a Wampoan-run supplier of the local decking community. The place is hard to miss. Just look for a sign glowing in the sky. If you need drones, Reliable Matthews Robot Bazaar is your best bet, and I pity you. Best of luck in the shadows. As fresh meat, you are likely to need it. Strangler Bow. Oh, he does care. Serial killer. From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject, Serial Killer. I've got a problem, BarriKade, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You are an outsider after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Wampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Haoi. I hit a snag, though. The Wampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it, to stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Wampoans have a delegate here in Haoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know about Wampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Wampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Take the run! From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject, Response, Serial Killer. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they might shoot at you if I don't tell them you'll be arriving. Back to route. Check your inbox and your messages. Forward, Artifact Liberation. From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject, Forward, Artifact Liberation. Welcome to the Shadows, BarriKade. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Tao Po. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. The screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Chen. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Li Hua decided to expand his manor house on the outskirts of Tai Po. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He had a snag with local government officials, however. They suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and catalogued. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several acres of catacombs at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make my report to the Free Enterprise Zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tantien Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tantien, who then leased it back to him. Because Tantien is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being an actual emperor there buried there are basically nil, but he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations using Tantien contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever it is down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tap, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. The last thing I heard from him talking about were a pair of ancient texts the workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavation should be halted until he could secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with those kinds of things, of dangerous excavations. But an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the 2 artifacts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry, they'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Lou's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number, and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalogue of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I prefer them to make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. There you have it. A nice, simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something that basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Take the run! From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject. Response. Forward. Artifact liberation. Excellent. I've attached directions to Lou's estate to this message. Good luck. Don't fuck it up. Check your inbox for new messages. Geomantic Sabotage. From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject. Geomantic Sabotage. Geomancy is big business in the Free Enterprise Zone. Here in Hong Kong, Feng Shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen around to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes that flow needs a helping hand. Wuxing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale manipulation here in the Free Enterprise Zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel qi from all over Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that they call the Wuxing Sky Tower. There it is focused and transformed the good fortune through the building's geomatically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes that it is time for Wuxing's good luck to run out. You are to infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of qi throughout the building, but you are to do so in 2 distinct fashions. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environment on that level. This will consist of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle disturbances of this nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make a much louder demonstration of the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified that he would like you to destroy the large Buddha statue in the garden, smash the thing to bits, and leave them scattered across the rooftop. This level of destruction will keep Wuxing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, it will send the kind of message our client would like Wuxing to hear. I have utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you can cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. As you're not a spellcaster yourself, it may be wise to bring Gobbet along. She'll be able to see the most effective ways to disrupt the qi in the building. Take the run! From Kindly Cheng to BarriKade. Subject. Response. Geomantic Sabotage. Good. Contact me when you finish the job, and I'll send you your crowd of payment. We have 0 messages. Open the jobs directory. Oh no. Access the Shadowland BBS. Search BBS for relevant keywords. Oh, okay. Whew. It's a lot of keywords. Alright. So it doesn't look like we're going to get to any missions. I'll finish reading through all of these, and that'll be the end of this episode. Thread. Missed connections. You, rappelling down the side of an unnamed luxury hotel in a ball gown on Monday night. Me, admiring the view from the 28th floor urinals during a private soiree for an unnamed corporation that I was infiltrating. Our eyes met briefly before you dropped out of sight. Your long dark hair has come loose from your chignon, framing your beautiful flushed face. I will never forget it. You were carrying a duffel bag, bulging with stolen prototype weaponry. Well, I filtered the intel that goes with it. Can we connect? Blackjack. Very funny, Blackjack. I'm sorry the job went sideways. I got trapped and had only one way out. We were supposed to have each other's backs. Just wait till you hear the way out that I had to take. Gotta let it go for now. And why are we posting that bother this on a public message board? Thread. Terrorists in Hong Kong. Oh, this is us. Been hearing some buzz about some mainlander terrorists that showed up in Victoria Harbour and had a shootout with the HKPF the other day. Anyone heard anything of that? Dongzhang. Ming Pao said there were 4 of them that got away. 1 elf, 2 orcs, and a dwarf. A troll, an elf, and a human were all killed at the scene. Word is, they're members of the White Star out of Henan. Come here to start some trouble against the Executive Council. Wharf rat. Looks like there's a 50,000 nuyen reward for any information leading to their capture. The HKPF seem pretty nervous about letting these bastards walk freely around in the streets. Heaven shot. You think they'd actually pay out to somebody like us? Not a chance. You walk in there to claim the reward, you're getting thrown in a hole with them. The HKPF doesn't keep promises to the sinless. Freedom cowboy. Couldn't hurt to try. Why'd you have to be such a downer? Heaven shot. Because I know the police. They're all dirty, they only are in it to protect their trade paychecks, and they don't give a damn about anyone else. Believe me, I'm just looking out for your best interests. Freedom cowboy. Like you and your triad looked out for my brother? You know he's still paying you for his reconstructive surgery, you bastard. Dongzhang. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes rather than pull a gun on me. Simple as that. Freedom cowboy. Alright, Thread, Poetry Slam. Ladies and gentlemen, poets and Shadowrunners, welcome to the first annual Shadowland Poetry Slam. There are no rules, and there are also no prizes except bragging rights. With no further ado, let the versification begin. Matrix Bard. How long do you think we can keep this going before the trolls show up or a sysadmin shuts us down? Jivebert. Why would they shut us down? It's a free board. We can be poetic if they want to. Tennyson. Just trust me, that happens. For some reason, these things always draw the worst sort of attention. Jivebert. Are you going to give us a poem, or are you going to stand around complaining about why you can't? Matrix Bard. Alright, I've got one. Wait for it. Jivebert. Synth muscle, smart links, neural boosters, cyber limbs, all fall to grenades. Jivebert. A little musing on the transience of life in the shadows. Very nice, sir. Matrix Bard. When the long shadows fall on Hong Kong, neon lights pierce the coming night. Tread with me the velvet blackness. Let no lamp shine on our deeds. Tennyson. That one is entitled Our Hour. Tennyson. That might have just been the most pompous thing I've ever read. Try on this on for size. Lasers are red, shadows are black. With Matt on the street, you best watch your back. Now you're mad. My poem wasn't pompous, you uncultivated rube. It was a homage to Wang Wei, the famous Tang Dynasty master of the Zhuzhe form of poetry. It's traditional, unlike that ridiculous limerick you posted. Tennyson. Now, I don't think you have to take the word slam quite so literally. Matrix Bard. Hey, you people know the rules. Poetry slams have been out of bounds on this BBS since the Laughing Man debacle of 55. If you want to sling your fancy words, do it on a different forum. I'm shutting this thread down. Sissop. Told you. Jivebert. Thread, the Walled City. I've got a courier job next week that's supposed to take me to the Walled City. I'm from Kuala Lumpur. I've never been to Hong Kong, but I hear that place is dangerous as hell. Is there anything I should know? Hanturaya. Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. It's just low-cost housing development full of hard-working people. Here, take a look at this news report. Freedom Cowboy. A short trid clip begins playing. This is Sunny Chiang with Horizon News. On today's Sunny Side Up, the Kulong Walled City. A blight upon the free enterprise zone or a low-cost housing for the economically disadvantaged will introduce you to some of the hard-working residents, how they live, and how they contribute to the growth and prosperity of our city. A montage sequence begins, showcasing the destitute poor of the walled city going about their daily lives. The shots have been carefully chosen, showing only smiling and productive residents, a stark contrast to your own experience inside it. Many residents of Hong Kong regard the walled city as a place of no return. To outsiders, it's the last stop on a wrong load to homelessness. Rumors abound of feral ghouls, unsafe living conditions, and triad extortion. Yet when we went there, the reality was far different. What we saw will shock you. Citizens of Hong Kong, working and living just like the rest of us. Their apartments are smaller and their shops more modest, but the people who live here wouldn't be out of place anywhere in the FEZ. Citizens like shoemaker Chow Sang-Tzu. The scene cuts to an elderly man in a closet-sized stall filled with shoemaking equipment. He smiles broadly at the camera. Oh, I love it here. We have a community, you know? We're like family. Maybe we don't have as nice a view as they do in Repulse Bay, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's not paradise, no, but it's my home. I grew up here. How could I possibly leave? The camera shifts back to Sunny Cheong, who now stands in front of one of the entrances to the walled city. Contrary to popular belief, the walled city serves as a vital function. The poor and downtrodden find a home in the walled city, a community where they have a voice, can work, and even prosper. Far from being the eyesore that the video suddenly stutters, freezes, and ends. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. If she keeps on going about what a good place the walled city is and how we all need it, don't buy any of it. It may not be hell, but you can see it from there. Freedom Cowboy's just trying to get you in trouble. Isabel! So how do you know the real story? Antarayu. Because I grew up there. You know what it's really like? It's eating old broth made from rat bones because there's nothing else. It's watching your neighbors sell their 5-year-old son to organ leggers so they don't starve to death. Isabel. When you die in the walled city, your neighbors cheer because they'll get the clothes off your back. I wouldn't wish the walled city on my worst enemy. Isabel. And that's it. Any payday we have to post? I didn't think so. Alright, well, that's that. I hope you all enjoyed that episode. We have 3 missions now to actually get to. Well, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe if you did enjoy the episode and you would like to see more videos in this series, or leave a comment below giving me some advice, even if you just want to tell me these videos are terrible and you wish I would stop. Either way, take care, have a fantastic day, and be good to one another. BarriKade, out. Hey, big